Pi.A makes a live stream. Ha ha ha.
Cloud,
Yeah.
you're not invited.
Oh, okay.
Nobody tried to understand. All I had was music, man, and music was my one night stand. The Alphatower of repressed situations. And now I'm sitting on my throne. If you can make it, man, then throw me out of my own throne. Throw me out of my own throne. Push play. Throw me out of my own throne. Push play. Then throw me out of my own throne. Push play.
3, 2, 1, go.
Gentlemen, we're back with the Alphatower meet and greet, and this is episode 4. With who? With me, the Cloud Fighter founder, Pi.A. And I'm your host of this evening, as always, or the morning. I don't know where you're from, but thanks to have you here. And let me see, because I trained in the last episode, I was so bad with answering chat comments and everything, and I just want to make it better right now. And so I have my phone on the side and I can watch one there. So, 𝗧cie𝗱𝘆𝘆𝘀, hi, nice to meet you, nice to see you again, my friend, good to have you around. And I have somebody else around too, because I never go live alone. And this guy is so special and so unique that everybody after today will know, I think, not only the whole Pi.A story, they will know the whole Cloud Fighter story, how it began and everything. And who would be more perfect than ever to talk about that? And I will introduce him with his own beat. Here we go. Because I thought it fits perfect. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Pineears. I need an applause button. So Pineears, my God, to have you on the Alphatower meet and greet is such an honor, really.
I am really honored to just be here. I can't believe you've come this far. I can't believe we've come so far. Oh my God.
You know, I don't know, people, I think the people now listening to me know our latest song, Cloud of Doubt. I think they all just come into the journey on that point. But let them, I don't know, let them experience the whole package, you know.
Research, dig deep.
Yeah, just like we go back to the end of 2019, I think. No, 2020. Like it was a Corona.
I think so.
Yeah, with 𝗧𝘱𝗆𝘆, I think it was like the end of.
Yeah. I can't believe it was that long ago.
Yeah.
And
it feels like yesterday, right? So
it does.
You know.
Like I can't believe we've been doing this that long.
Yeah, it's, I don't know, it's like you know, people, watchers, whatever. Pineears and I met through a mutual friend. He had that project that he searched for a singer, and he searched for someone making a beat, and he found me somehow, and he said, hey, here's a guy, his name is Pineears, write him. And we just make a song. The song has a name called Lost Souls, and write something matching to that, 2 words, Lost Souls. And I don't know, write something. So, and then I send it to you, and I don't know, you said it was cool, and then we make the song. That's all what I remember.
Did you send me, like a demo, like a rough draft of it? It might have been. And I was just like, okay, I'm always willing to take a stab at anything I've never dove into before.
Yeah.
But this one I was just like, there's something about her though. Like her style is just a little different. And my style's a little different. So I was like, I can make this work. like from a production standpoint, I think I can make this work. And
I was so nervous because I heard your beats before.
I didn't think.
I'm a little stalker. Before I work with someone, I just dig down to YouTube, whatever, and just find stuff from the person, and then I check if I can match that person or if I feel the vibe. If it feels good, when it's not feeling good, it can't work. So there must be a connection. So then I heard your stuff and I was like, man, this guy is good. And you don't make music for ages, girl. You don't make music for ages. I remembered last time being in a garage recording something with a cassette tape. It was that long ago.
Oh my God.
And I just started with 𝗧cie, I don't know if you know the app 𝗧cie, and like where you can sing karaoke.
Yeah.
And I started with that, so I have something to listen to me, to hear if I sound good. And then I just came back with Fruity Loops. I remembered a little and whatever. And then when you sent me that beat, I was like, oh fuck, can I deliver? I was so nervous. I sit there the whole day. Oh my God, he's not answering. It means I'm not good, whatever. Then I figured out, oh, the guy is living in another time zone, man.
Yeah,
and I was
man.
like, yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it was crazy. It really was very crazy.
Man, we had to adjust to that a little bit. Like, what time is it right now?
On my side, it's 9 p.m. So it gets dark outside now.
9 p.m. on Friday, huh?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's only lunchtime here, noon.
Yeah, I don't know. You. I think I live in the future. No, are you living in the future?
No, you live in the future. I live in the past.
I'm living in the future. So I don't know. It's crazy. I mean, and yeah, I mean, so many hours in between. But we did that songs, and it started with that one song, and it was, I think, I don't know, it was magic. I don't know what happened there. It sounds very great, and our friend liked it too, and so we put it out, and I think it was the second release I had on Spotify or something.
No way, really?
Yeah, it was Lost Souls.
Because
with that.
I was like, I swear, this girl has done it before. It's, she has to have hundreds of songs out there.
No, really. It was just like, crazy. I think I only told you till now, but maybe it's time to reveal it. I know that guy. His name is Bronx. And Bronx and I had a song called Hogwarts. And it calls Hogwarts because the beat's name was Hogwarts. And I just laughed my ass off. And so I said, okay, we let the song be Hogwarts, and it go viral on TikTok. Like, people used it for Harry Potter stuff. I don't know.
Perfect.
And it was about to not do it for the fame, like to search for grace, to search for faith, whatever inside. And I still didn't know what I wanted to do with myself. And a couple of weeks after that, Lost Souls was made.
No way.
So both in the same time. Yeah.
No way.
It was so fortunate. It was so fortunate. So, and I never told you that because I don't want to embarrass myself.
Oh my God. No embarrassment. Oh man, that came out so good and like so perfect. But that's how, kind of like how the journey of music is sometimes.
Absolutely.
Where it's like you have to be patient in things, but you don't even know you're being patient because you're doing this every day. You're doing something that like adds to you every day, Yeah. And I don't know how we came on that crazy idea to write that album. I didn't remember that, but I just know that you sent me a folder with I don't know, 1,000 a bunch of beats. 1,000 beats. That's my style.
I sit there really 2 days and listen to all of them. Like I analyze. And I thought, okay, this one fits with that one. And it became a puzzle. And then these couple of songs or beats came out. And I just started writing, and somehow I finished it. I don't know. I think it took me 3 days.
I remember that, and
It
I was
came
like,
very
I don't know
fast.
how she just like heard melodies in my shit where it worked, and I was like, and she recorded it, and she did like ad-libs. I was amazed.
And
Chill out.
for me, it was totally serious. I was like, okay, girl, you have now the possibility to kill your old demons from the past, because my last album was called Flush Chest. Lately, on some of my albums, I have a single about it that I hated. So to close that book, but with Soul Train, it was for me fighting the first time my past. So to say I'm not needing that band, I don't need the 𝗲𝗲𝗵𝘁 guy, I need no one, just can't do that by myself. And then you came up with that totally funky Master of Soul Lights.
Soul Lights.
Soul Lights. We go into the radio with that one. Oh my God.
My gosh, right?
It was so crazy. It was the first time experiencing that.
I was listening to that today, and I think I remember we got Earl's help.
Yeah.
Yes, I had to give it up to my amazing guitarist, my engineer, one of my best friends, Earl.
Earl is 𝗃𝗃𝗵𝘁. I think the instrument called 𝗃𝗃𝗵𝘁. Yes. And he just made a whole 2-minute video about that. He thought that this instrument would fit perfectly onto that beat, and then it came out like a full track, like pop track, being able to play on the radio. And who thought of that? What kind of instruments did you have in that small room? I mean, you have a guitar there, you have everything.
He has everything.
Up with that stuff.
That's Earl.
Crazy.
That's Earl. This video's amazing.
I have it on my to-do list. Someday I will come to Seattle, but I don't know. I need money for that.
I know. Well, we need money to come to Germany, so.
Yeah, I mean, Germany now, because of the things going on in the world, it's so expensive that even a German can afford to live here. It gets crazy.
Yo, it's like that here. That's the world.
Yeah, I mean, the country here is busy supporting other countries and forgetting about the people still are here. So that's a little problem.
Tell me about it. Yeah, that's here. That's here.
Yeah, that too, right? So everybody go crazy with that war ongoing. But no negativity today, because when we would talk about that, I would totally flip into negative emotions. So.
You're like, I'll go down that hole so quick.
Yeah, because it's unfair for every human dying there. So I think that's the point. So
yeah.
But already for these kind of situations, we have a song as well with 𝗃𝗍𝘆. It's crazy.
Oh yeah.
Inspired by Corona, but what came out is a totally anthem against every negativity on the world, like water problems, wars ongoing. Everything is mixed in that song, and it's crazy.
How you pull those, how you make lyrics out of that, that's what gets me every time about your writing. Where I'm like, how do you pull, you're really tapping into what do you call that, resonance, when it resonates with other people, you really tap into that. And I think you do that unconsciously.
So many people ask me that.
Good for you. Yeah. Like, you just do that unconsciously.
You know, just 𝗃𝗃𝗵𝘁 asked me that too, in front of, I don't know, 50 people or something. And I feel totally embarrassed, because he had an album release party and he was like, oh, Pi.A. And he's always like that chill, you know. And he was like, can you please tell the people how you write that lyrics? And it's like, I don't know. You know, when I remember, like, for example, with Soul Lights, I heard the beat and I closed my eyes then. When I hear a beat, I always close my eyes, and then I just start to brainstorm. What should this song become? What does the song wants to become? What does the beat tell me? Which kind of emotion we have here? What are we dealing with? And then it came out. I never thought about that much. I just searched for flow. Like, words have to come together that they flow. When I speak them out, they have to make a rhythm by themselves. I don't know if it makes sense.
That's crazy. Do you ever like quit? Do you ever quit a beat and you just go, you know what, this song's going nowhere, and just throw it away?
Never.
Wow.
Never.
You just push through, huh?
I always finish, but if I don't like the song, it ends in my archive. But it doesn't happen that much because the beat is like the key. When the beat is good, you can write whatever you want on it. You can make a love song out of it. You can make everything. But when the beat is shit, you can work. You know?
Yeah.
And when I remember, do you remember Heaven's Calling? That was my first real beat. And you were like, girl, the idea is great, but your drums, what the fuck did you do with that drums? They're so loud, I can't mute them off. And then we just had to put everything out like a puzzle. Oh my God, that was crazy.
With beat making, it's always a puzzle. It's always like, it's like, how much do I layer? Or is this overlapping too much? Is this too high? Is that not low enough? Like, it's always a puzzle, which is the fun part of it. I would say that's the fun part of creating it. Creating a beat is like, that's the hardest part. Like getting the energy up to go and do it and stick it through and actually be like, oh, this is sounding really good. But sometimes you really have to believe in yourself at that point. But the fact that you stick it through every single time is like amazing. Amazing.
And I think when you're a beginner in making beats, you have to really double down a couple of days to have one beat or something. I don't know how long do you need for one beat when you sit down? How long?
It really depends. It really depends. Because, like, for example, like yesterday I made a beat and I think I sat there and I looked at the clock and it was like 6:45. And I was like, I'm not going to take longer than 7 o'clock on this beat. And then by the time it was like 6:54, I looked back at the clock and was like, oh, I'm done. Like, I was done with the beat. So I have to hear like the key that I'm starting with the moment I hit the keyboard. If I like that key or like what I can do with that, then it's almost like, it's just gonna keep coming up. So I can't stop it. But I mean, yeah, that's pretty much how I do it. It could be 7 minutes, it could be an hour. But I'll know from the key and I'll know from how much emotion this song will take, you know?
Yeah.
Like sometimes it's an easy love song. Sometimes like a light love song. So you could just go ding 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 ding, like, and it'll be done.
You have so many, I don't know how many beats do you did in your whole life?
In my life?
Yeah. I mean, it's uncountable. You have so many. I mean, you must too as a producer, but
like, cause you gotta imagine like music, like songs, like writing and rapping and recording the music. I've been doing it every day since I was 13.
Wow.
So it's like,
oh my God, when we have to count, I'm not so good in counting.
There's people from like my like young school days that have music of mine to this day that are like, oh man, I listen to this song all the time because it reminds me of this time. And I'm like, that's what it's about. It's about capturing a time. And that's what it's about to me.
So you leave on Mother Earth, I don't know, a full truck of beats. I don't know.
Oh yeah. Like, oh man, I have to have over 10,000 hours of just music in general.
Wow.
Me
I wish for
rapping,
button.
poetry. But that's what it takes. Like, if you're really like either trying to get somewhere in music, or if you make music for yourself, that's what it takes. It takes doing that every single day, time and time again.
Yeah, I mean, and you said like the keynote, when you make a beat, the keynote is giving you the vibe of what that beat will become.
It'll tell me instantly.
And now to glue it up with the topic, how do I write lyrics? It's the same. It's the first sentence. When the first sentence doesn't,
the rest will spill out. Yeah,
it's over. It's over. Like when I wrote, it's done. Then I'm okay. It's a shit song. Doesn't matter. We finish it. But when I wrote Broken Philosophy and they tried to classify me, when I had that line, I was like, okay, that's the song.
You're like, that line right there. That's the song.
Yeah. And it feels right, you know. For me, it always has to feel right when I say something. When I don't feel it, when it's not my story, when I can relate to it, I don't sing it.
Yeah.
So I just had that funny situation with 𝗵𝘃𝗵𝘆 when he has a song called Angel, and it's a love song. It's a dance track, and it's very, very positive, which. I mean, me as a person, I'm positive, but as vocals, don't give me fun songs. Don't do that. And
don't give me a fun song.
It can't function. I'm no happy singer. So, and then a couple of days later, when he just play around with the vocals, he was like, I think you're right. I never thought to say that, but it's shit. And I said, yeah, it's shit, because I'm not matching it, you know?
Yeah. You're like, I'm not that person.
Yeah, I'm not that person. And now that project is laying on pause till I am in the mood to sing a happy song.
Yeah.
Which I don't know when it will happen. So we're waiting for that. But
you're like,
I never did in my life.
At least you know you have it there.
Yeah, it's it's kind of ready, like 50% or something. But I'm not the happy singer. You can do that with me. So you have to take Shakira or something when you want to have a happy song.
Right?
Yeah, so I'm not. So when you hear a Pi.A song, you have like that signature melancholy in it, because that's my voice. I can change my voice, not happening.
Yeah.
So, but it's crazy. So you have the same thinking when you do a beat like I have when I write a song. It's the same. It's crazy.
Like once that note or that line or that lyric hits you, you're like, that's it, and it starts spilling out and you can't get over it.
Absolutely, totally. And now I will, because I'm not good at multitasking, I will show now comments flying in. So hi 𝗲𝘃𝗃𝗀. This is one of my diehardest cloud fighters, and he really managed to cloud fight. So hi 𝗲𝘃𝗃𝗀. I hope I say the name right, but I think so. So greetings to England from the Alphatower.
Hey,
and then
what up?
And now we have a real OG. We have the metalhead hippie. He has his own show, and he having all the rock tunes, and we are like on the heavy notes, like heavy tones, heavy, very good musicians, and somewhere in between he plays my songs, and that's so cool. That's so cool to be up? With that cool guys in the same room. So because people say I'm a badass, but I'm not quite sure if I am, because I don't see myself like that. I see myself like, okay, I'm addicted to music. I just put that out. And then I just watch it and say, it's good or not, or I don't know.
I used to tell people, like, if I could put this energy into something else, like being a doctor or like a brain surgeon or something, like maybe that would be better. Maybe that would be like more fulfilling. But all I can do and all I can think of is music and how it relates to me all day. That's all I study. And I sometimes I wish it was like just something else. I used to tell people like I wish I could study medicine or something. But it's like why? And I ask myself like why would I feel like that? And I guess it's because I have an emptiness to like help myself, but also show others that they could help themselves, or maybe I could help others. And so that's what music is, though, in a way. You're constantly helping others by helping yourself. And
perfect
so,
key moment
so it's
to
a
explain,
give and take.
the birth of cloud fighting. I think you're the first cloud fighter without even knowing it, because we didn't have a name for that. So, and to explain that to the people watching and rewatching, so Pineears has so many beats. So you have, I don't know, a ton of beats. And one day, after Soul Train was out, and the idea was born to take people, like pick them up into the train of self-reflection. So I think Soul Train is about self-reflection. We have the song 10 Doors, like you have to take a decision. Yeah, very good song. But I didn't manage to make a video. It was so stupid back then. I just recorded 4 videos. It was
I remember
so shit.
You were saying that, yeah.
Yeah, because I just want to have that doors, and I just want to make me go through, and I didn't made it technically, and it was shit, and so I put that all off, and and all what remains was like Name on a Cloud, the music video for that. I just let only that in because it was cool.
I don't even know how I ended up showing you Name on a Cloud.
I found it in a folder. That was an
I think I had like
folder.
Yeah, I put it in a folder, and then you were like, "Oh my gosh!"
I heard you there for the first time rapping.
Oh, really?
Like, yeah, and I was like, "Wait, is this the Pineears? Does this sound so familiar? The voice? Oh my god!" And then I listened, and I came with this rap thing, and I felt like an OG, and I was like, "Oh yeah!" So like making like this in the car. I was like, "Wait, what? That beat, the vocals, everything was so perfect." And then my husband said, "Hey, who's that? Snoop Dogg?" And I said, "No, the Pineears." Said there's a Pineears. Right. And he said, "Sounds like Snoop Dogg." And I was like, okay, that is good. So, then I just walk around, go to work, whatever. And the whole time, put my name on a cloud. The whole time.
Oh, wow.
In my head. And I was like, okay, no, we have to do that now.
Something has to be done.
So album 2 was born.
Oh, man, I came so quick.
I came so quick together. And then we just put your old version as intro.
And my old... I think I wrote that. I wrote those lyrics, I want to say 2011.
Wow.
Yeah. And it was just always like one of those verses that you remember that like roll off the tongue.
Yeah.
And so it was just easy to duplicate, you know. Oh man, we have a bunch of people here.
Yeah, we have a couple of people here, and I mean, everybody knows I'm not multitasking. I know I'm a girl, but I can manage that. It's like, I didn't know how you think about multitasking in music. When I do one thing, I do one thing. I can't do the other. It doesn't function. So I have to first finish that, and then I have to do that. Like, you know? I try to
multitask. Like, I'll make a beat, and then I'll be really unsure of myself, like within the beat. And so I'll have to like go look over here and go to my DJ equipment, and I'll be like, okay, what song would kind of go to this beat? What's the tempo? What matches the tempo? Okay, so that kind of vibe. Okay, cool. So then I try to like incorporate that kind of vibe into the song, and it's a whole thing. But that's my multitask.
Yeah.
That's my
But
only
it's still
vocal step.
step by step, right? So I
Yeah.
just had that discussion lately with 𝗵𝗵𝘆 too, where I said when I would change one thing in my process, it wouldn't be a Pi.A song. So when I would
Yeah,
only
right?
change one thing, when I would change that mic, I don't know, it has to be that. So
Yeah.
otherwise, but there's something I never told you, so it's time to reveal. So
Wow.
I was so bad in writing drums. So and in my beginning, my first steps where I had like Awakening and all that bad songs of mine, like long time before Heaven's Calling, when I just
Yeah.
started that steps. And my was also bad. And then I just analyzed your drums. And I just said, okay, they have to be in the front. And I just always put them into the back. And it's same with bass. And I was like, okay, be more experimental. Put that all into the front. And what was born was that you know, groovy Pi.A kind of whatever. So you have a big, really, you have a big part of my music without even knowing
Thank you.
it.
I love that. That's awesome. I love
just
that.
learn a lot. And I remember everybody having that fancy mastering tools for, I don't know, $2,000 or whatever. Just but what does a mastering tool do? It's just like making it stereo, just like mixing it on the, you know, just like having the equalizer compression. That was it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I use Earl for, like, if I'm doing like a real big project and I need something like actually mastered, I'm like, I'm gonna give this to Earl. Otherwise, I'm just gonna make my shit, and it's an experiment to me. It's all experimental.
Right, because when you make music, you do it for cure. You do it for fun. You just want to give yourself something first, and then you give other people something. And when I was sick last week, I sat there and I was like, oh my God, you can't sing right now. You sound like a duck. You really sound horrible. The whole voice was away. I really sound like a duck. So
Really?
I was like, fuck, what did you do now? And I just put some old vocals together and make that song mash up.
That mash up.
Like, yeah. And I sit there and I was like, yeah, that sounds kind of me. The old me, the new me, like something in between.
No, that was so perfect.
Yeah,
you wouldn't even know. You wouldn't even have known unless you said something.
Yeah.
Because it sounded like so seamlessly, like, here's a new song.
It was, oh my God, it was such a bunch of work to make all these words fit into that flow of the new beat, because it all came from a different, time of my experience. So there were bad vocals, there were good vocals, but it was about the meaning. And I just tried to, oh my God, I sit 8 hours here to make that work. 8 hours just for that vocals.
That's how it is.
It is how it is. But now it's ready, the video's ready, song's out, and I feel, okay, it was worth that.
No, it sounds great. It sounds amazing. Because I was literally like, you made this with old lyric? Old vocals? I was like, you can't even tell. You can't even tell it's like a dated, like a different you.
I don't know, most people use pitch correction for things. I don't do that.
Oh, yeah.
I just take a reverb kind of effect, which is originally for a guitar, and put it on my vocals. And what comes out is a double kind of voice effect, which sounds...
It sounds so like good. It
more
sounds...
power,
Yeah. But it puts power behind... it puts power behind melancholy, which is like interesting to the ears to listen to in the first place. It's
for me, it's always about what I say. That's always priority one. What did I say? I would never sing like, I don't know, your ass is dope, your I don't know, whatever, like bitchin'.
Yeah, you wouldn't say that.
That's not my lane, you know?
Yeah.
But when I say something, I just want to hit like the ear, like a real conversation. That's what I imagine. That I sit in front of a person or being the shadow of that person.
Oh,
just saying, hey, can you hear that Heaven's Call? Can't you hear it? It's next to you. So that's what I always imagine. It's like dreaming, kind of dreaming in every song. Just dream to say that to someone, you know?
So perfect.
But I don't know. It's, I think, weird for the people watching, but it's now over 2.5 years. We have 2 albums. We have, I can count them, so many singles.
Well,
They're very hidden gems under, but they never made it to be listened to, which is sad, but it was part of our journey. But that 2 albums really get a little, and it was very cool to have like Soul Lights on the radio, and like to have
that's
single.
crazy. That's my yay.
Yeah, it
That's
was
my
like,
little yay.
I don't know if it was, for me, it was the first experience to hear your own song on the radio. So,
Yeah, that is crazy.
and
That is
I
crazy.
sit here with my husband, and I was like, oh my God, they're playing our song. This is so cool. And you're just hyping. And then
Yeah.
when the show is done, I sit there, oh my God, I have to over deliver that now. How should I do that? I have to make a better track
Yeah.
than that. And it was, I don't know, I cried hearing Soul Lights being finally mastered. It was for me
Oh my
the
gosh.
breakthrough moment, leaving my past behind.
And you're like, this is what I gotta do going forward.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my God.
And when I think now about that lyrics in Soul Lights, it was actually cloud fighting without having that name.
Without even knowing.
Yeah. And we promised ourselves we write a name on a cloud someday. So we always said that.
And that
And
was
now we're in that Alphatower here and just doing it, actually, without even
this
knowing.
is in the process.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
in the process of still writing our name. It's a big ass cloud.
So we have a question. And Samtex, I want to know, what will you sing when your cloud is gone? Oh my God, that's what will I sing? What
What
you know,
would you think?
that cloud is born on 9/11 like me. We are born on the same day. It follows around my whole life since I'm born, since I'm here. It never wanted to leave, you know. Never searched for another partner. So I think I will die with that cloud someday. So, but if it really would be gone, I think I would still sing about it for the people having that cloud around. I think I can't stop doing that. It's
Yeah, right?
natural for me. So,
Right? Because people still have that cloud.
yeah. Yeah.
Just because it's
So-
gone it's gone from you doesn't mean it's gone from everybody else.
Right. And I can promise you, Samtex, that my cloud will never be gone. I'm that kind of person. I just want to make a live stream. For example, the first episode, everything went wrong.
Did it?
So I just want to make a video. I don't know. I just deleted the recording or something. I always have that kind of cloud moments in life. But what changes is that I laugh about that right now. And years ago, it just dragged me down. I don't know how it was with you, Pines, when you experienced the baddest parts of your life. But for me, it was always energy seeking. I didn't know how to deal with that.
Like energy seeking?
Yeah, when it pops up the cloud and you just have that bad moment.
Yeah. And then
For me,
like
I
it
felt down.
like it sucks everything out of you.
Yeah.
I have that all the time. Every day.
I
all
don't
the time.
believe you. You're such a powerhouse. You make so many beats. I don't know for the people tuning in now.
But, like,
you have thousands
some
of
of-
beats. Thousands.
But it's mostly like at the same time, it's like I have thousands of beats, but like I have thousands that are like really sad, and I have thousands that are like happy, and that like whatever my emotion is, I have to sit down there and like I'm gonna sit there and click until I find something that matches me, and then I'm just gonna make something real quick, and it's either gonna be like good enough to get me out of that cloud, or it'll be like good enough to like get me to the next day at least.
But I don't know if you experienced that when you just make so many music like we do, and then one day you have a low phase and you really feel down, which I had when I wrote Wish I Had. But it still has that power. You can change that because you created a flow, a kind of momentum inside of you that when you open your music stuff, that you're right on track, you can deliver in that power even when you feel low. So that's crazy, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like that. And after that, I feel better. It's like cure. It's like taking a pill, like a musical pill. Then you're just like totally groovy and dancing, like, yeah, let's dance that away.
I don't know if you do the same thing that I do, but like every time I step like in my studio area, every time I'm about to make something new, I always tell myself like I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I always tell myself like, what am I doing? I don't know what I guess. And I just start doing something.
Yeah.
And I guess maybe saying that first takes away the pressure. Just like it takes away the pressure of trying to impress somebody outside of the box that I'm looking at, you know?
I think every musician I think had that time thinking, oh, I have to make a Billboard hit.
Yeah.
I need to make that. And when I
It
do
has
that,
to be
I came
lazy.
up and I will make it, and I will have like a record deal or whatever. And I think we both know a little about the industry. Like when you want to make it, it's hard work. There's nothing through. It's much more than you do today. And when you make it kind of like a puppet. You're the puppet of someone.
Yeah, right?
They tell you have to dress like this, you have to do like that, and you have like these kind of 360 deals where you just get money first and you have to pay it back a lifetime, and that's what making you do what they want from you.
Which is like, what kind of job is this?
Yeah, it's like prostitution.
Right? What kind of
You're
job
like a
is this?
musical prostitute for Universal and Sony.
Yeah, and they're just
whatever.
the pimps.
Yeah. And you help them brainwash society, which is totally fucking me off. I mean,
exactly, right?
who are these people telling us what to think, what to like, what to listen to? Who are these guys having that money in their back sitting there? Oh, I'm the CEO of Universal Music. Oh, come on, man. You don't know what we feel.
And
You're
then
just
they're like,
making
put
songs.
this in the video so we could sell more of these.
Yeah, it's so, oh my God, that's something making me mad, you know?
Yeah.
Because these people don't deserve that attention because they harm people. When, I don't know, you and I grew up into the MTV age. So we listened to stuff manipulating our minds and we didn't even realize it.
Like, remember like the punk phase, how like that
Oh my God,
and then you're like, there was a point where everybody that I knew needed like checkered socks because Joel Madden had checkered socks. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
So,
it's crazy.
I mean, you say it now. Joe Madden is the biggest influence on my character. You know, so I was such a big Good Charlotte fan, and it was so crazy that I thought one day, hey, I just want to get signed at MD&D Records. So how can I get there?
Yeah.
And I never revealed that because I feel ashamed of myself hating that guy for the last 2 years because he didn't call me back. But
whatever.
I'm over it because I understand now how it works and how that industry goes, and I'm not mad at him. I'm more mad at me. So for having that emotion, but I remember when I met him, I just gave him my demo tape and said, "Hey, this is important to me," and he said. Are you that girl on the cover? And it was such a bad cover. I would embarrass myself to show that cover. And the demo called Take It to the Grave. And I was oh God. It takes me 1 year to make that. And I make it with 𝗀. I recorded that demo tape with 𝗀. I had my guitar and I couldn't cut out things. So just always have to play it again and again and again. So it fits. And it sounds still shit.
Like, it sounded so bad.
But I was so proud of me, and I had everywhere in my hands that bloody whatever from guitar playing, and I just go to that Good Charlotte concert, and I gave him and I said, Joel, I have that demo tape, and it was like, you're really the girl on the cover? And I was like, yeah, it's me. And he said, okay, cool, I will listen to it. And I just thought the whole time, oh my God, he will call, oh my God. for sure he never called, you know?
For sure,
But
right?
why the hell should he? Who the hell am I?
Yeah.
So, but it was the beginning of cutting off, like, you know, that manipulation. Like, I was brainwashed from MTV, from VMAs, I just found it cool. You know, I thought a musician has to be there to make it. No, you just have to be yourself to make it.
You just have to be yourself and make it.
Yeah.
you know?
So, I mean, what is success? I mean, for me, success is not being played in the TV. For me, success having people liking what you do.
I
listening to it.
I like changing. It's okay. So I like how people respond to my music. Like, I always have had people say, like, "Oh my God, this is amazing to drive to. This is amazing for my shop. This is amazing for my store here." I've had people just change their whole mindset of what they thought their style should be, or thought rap music was, or thought rock music was, or indie music was. Just changing people's perception, which then changes them. And I like how it goes around the world. And I have friends like you that are around the world that I would get to work with and play with and all of that.
It's such an honor. I mean, it's always such an honor to meet somebody having that same soul language and to be able to create something. And I still can process in my head that we have 2 albums.
Oh no.
It feels surreal. So when I push play and I go directly back to that time when we made that, and it feels for me like the biggest success to have that, you know, to
like
say
the first
someday you have
push
kids
you.
and you're old and maybe you can't sing anymore. You can walk and you say, "Hey child, look, this is my album. You can listen to it still."
This was me.
Yeah, that was me. Look, this is how I look. This is how I sing. It's, you know, like you leave something here, overlive you. That's such an honor. I mean, we die someday. We get old, we look others. But these songs stay, and maybe somebody in need, somebody in help will find that track and will be lifted up by that.
We get to change people's lives, like, for 3 minutes, for 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, we get to change what they thought, what they see in their mind and their soul. We get to change that for like 2.5, 3 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, and
so that's success.
For me, I'm part of streams, like 3 streams where I get played regularly, and for example, the stream of this guy, Metalhead Hippie. And like he says I'm a rock star to him. You know, he's a rock star to me, because when I put on play that stream and I always see that host like Thomas Christ and, you know, Pete Johnson and all these people I'm in, it's such an honor for me. For me, it's the nowadays MTV to get played there.
Yeah, right.
And then I read the comments, you know, like the people, "Oh, I like that," or "I feel it," and it's so
all of your comments are like
unbelievable. That's so cute.
I go through your comments and it's like, oh my God, everybody's really resonating with you and people love you.
And that gives me fuel, you know. A new perspective is sometimes all that is needed. Yeah, really. I mean, don't try to make it. Get that out of your head. It doesn't bring you somewhere. I mean, to reveal like our failed journeys in the past. Do you remember that guy want to make us big for playing on a sports event or something? Like songs?
Oh yeah.
And he just had that 6 beats, and they were cool. They were really very high quality beats, like from the mastering, and we put that all together and we write and we really double down because we thought, okay, now we can make it. Then nothing happens.
Nothing.
And when you experience something like that, you give up wanting that because you realize that it's not the right way, it's not the right thinking. So you don't try to make it. Try to help people with what you do. Try to understand people with the music you do. Like that gives people something. When I hear people say, "Oh, I listened to a Pi.A track today," that makes me proud. That's the biggest.
Yeah, you're like, great.
Yeah.
I got to somebody.
Yeah, and that oh my God, that makes you the whole day smile. So you walk around, oh yeah, somebody listened to me, and you feel so good. And I feel like when we did our stuff and when it's ready and I have a feature, for example, with you, and I just go into my job, and in the pause, I just put on my headphones and listen to that, and nobody knows who I am, you know? Nobody knows. I'm the musician making music in the dark on the weekend. And I sit there and then nobody knows. But you're grooving and everybody think you listen to some random music, but you listen to your own track. And that's cool.
It's like they'll discover you one day and be like, "Oh, was that?" I used to work with him.
Hi, Vivian.
Hey.
Vivienne or Vivienne? I'm so bad at speaking names. Vivian, I think. Vivian. I hope we say it right. So hi to you.
Hi, Vivian.
So.
Oh man.
Yeah, mental health healthy. So people know each other mostly in that chat because I had the honor to meet these people in that streams, which is pretty cool.
Oh. Connecting, networking around the world again.
Yeah, and it's, like when you have people believing in you from the start, that gives you back up. You don't feel lonely, and when you do something, they have your back. So and that makes you proud, and that gives you strength. And when I Alphatower, that stream here scared the fuck out of me. So even thinking about, I just go into
how would I?
How would I do this? Something out. I can make a contrast on my face. I don't know. I just scared some fuck out of me because I'm a music video maker. I just always have to cut things. Yeah. And now look, I'm sitting here talking.
Cut, just stream like
no cut anymore. Just only on Instagram later to make some shorts, but that's all.
Right.
The original stays here forever. So, so what I wanted to ask you before we go too much over the time, when you make music, what would you say is the biggest fail or the biggest mistake, that's the right word, people do while making that song? What is in your...
in my opinion, I would think the biggest failure while, during the process of making the song, I would say it's at that point when you're like, oh, this sounds like one of those, this sounds like it could be one of those songs. It's like, yo, at that point, you totally went off track and made it that person's song. And so I like to keep it to where I don't steal the vibe of another song I heard or the influence.
Absolutely. Just have your own signature sound. Don't try to be the next Snoop Dogg.
The kind of the way that I've always done music is, and I tell people my secret all the time, is I'll try to make the perfect beat or the perfect melody or whatever. I'll make the whole beat and it sounds perfect. It sounds how it's supposed to sound. But sometimes I don't like that. And it's most of the time. I don't like that it sounds so perfect. Where I'm like, oh, this sounds like a great beat. I don't like it. So whenever I finish a beat, I break it. I just try to I go into it and I say, all right, well, can I make the hi-hats wonky? Can I put a flange on it? Can I put can I not use that kick and maybe flip it to another kick. Sometimes I go, maybe this song doesn't need a snare. Maybe it needs clap, and I rearrange it. I do whatever I can to just break the song and keep it in the same pocket. But that's my secret, basically. Yeah. I make music and then break it.
That's totally you. Yeah. Just like breaking it down. Like to say, I don't want to have a normal sounding piano. Yeah. I just want to have one with reverb on it, and I don't know, just don't sound like a keyboard anymore when I'm finished. Exactly. So, and I just had that same thinking when I write a synthesizer. So I sit here now, and I like, it sounds too much Eurodance, or it reminds me of 90s. When I have that thoughts, I just go totally crazy. I just have to make this and that, and I don't know, something happened to me, and then one a couple of hours later, now it sounds good. Just having that effect on your own to say, now I want to hear it, so it doesn't standard anymore. So I can totally relate to that. I don't just have your own sound,
to not make it so standard, That's
because
the
it's
biggest.
Boring. It's boring. I mean,
because it's not a challenge, right?
Yeah. It's like, I don't know. Like when I listen to charts, I just try to analyze a little what these people are doing, getting paid. I don't know, thousands of euros to make that beat. Yeah. And I figured out it's bullshit what they produce, because it's mostly only a bass and a drum. Like Billie Eilish, I really like her music, so I don't want to say something bad about her, but when you analyze that rhythms in the back, it's so simple that it's not existing at all when you listen to it. Her voice is dominating the beat, that's all. So, so simple, but it's her signature sound, and because nobody else do it that way, it's unique. And that's why
they pay her. Yep.
Yeah. Exactly. So it's so easy. I think making it is so easy. And I think people having the most musicians not signed are the best musicians you can hear. Yep. They have all their technical skills, whatever. But they don't make it because they do it for the sake of the music. It sounds... They don't want to make it, but when you want to make it your job, you have to compromise what you love. You have to give it up. You have to give it up.
Like, I hate, like, I've been paid for, like, different productions and things that I've been attached to. And when they ask me, like, okay, well, how much do you charge for, and I'm like, man, I don't know, like, it's breathing to me. Like, I'm gonna be there doing it anyway, so it's nothing.
I mean people
I would do it for free.
Yeah, and you do it for free because you want people to but I think there is one day when you have like that point where you say, okay, now I want to make a little money with that, and then I wouldn't do it with the song. I would do it, I don't know, with a t-shirt or with a cappy or, like merch.
Yeah, something different.
Yeah, but not with the song, because the song should be available for everybody. That's what I think.
Yeah. Any way you could, I would approve, like, if, I don't know. I just like when songs are just more accessible to people. You know?
I mean, we grew up in a time where it wasn't like that, and you have to steal it to listen to it.
Yeah. Remember? I remember recording it off of the radio. Like, you'd have to like sit there and wait for it to come on, and you'd be like, all right, wait. I think he's about to play. And then you would hit record or something just to record your favorite song.
Yeah. And I just remember that I recorded videos of radio. I just put a camera in front of the radio because it was too little and didn't know how it works. And I recorded a movie, like, just like to listen to a Madonna song. I know it was some kind of Madonna song. I think something with prayers, or I don't know. It's a very, very famous track of her. Life is a mystery. Something like, you know.
Yeah.
And this song, I just always put on play and just like watch the video, and then I dance, like, you know, yeah, just like.
Just how it made you feel.
And I found that tapes.
No way.
I recorded myself. Someday I will sell that shit. It's
How
so
old were you?
Embarrassing. I think I was 5 or 6 or something. I just like totally thinking I'm Madonna, and it's so embarrassing. I will never show this to people. I didn't even show it to my husband. He always asking for that. I never showed him. I say, when I show you that, you get divorced from me directly. What's that for a crazy bitch when she's dancing right there?
No, you gotta show.
Yeah,
post that.
You know, you have it inside of you. That's why I try to come.
That's
with
what it
words.
is.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, like a prayer. Thank you, 𝗲𝗃𝗀𝘆𝘀.
Like a prayer. Yeah.
Like a prayer. My
It's
God,
like
that song.
Yeah. I know that song. Yeah.
And people, when I came up with Heaven's Calling, they say, "Oh, she sounds like Madonna," and I was like, "No, please, don't remind me of that." Because I always think about my dance videos when somebody said, "I sound like Madonna," you know. It's So the song it talk, like a prayer. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Exactly.
And you know,
that song is jamming though.
yeah, it's a very cool track, and I think for her time it was so experimental. I think it was really pronouncing an alternative, because she's going into that church and doing that crazy video, like, and everybody know that she's grown up in a very religious family, and it was like
that was a risk,
you know.
That was a risk back then.
Yeah, but she take that risk, and look who she is now.
Yeah.
So she wasn't scared to show herself, a true self, what she feels is her like truth, you know. And I remember when I started, everything people told me, what's cloud fighting? So okay. So now people see, oh, she really is doubling down on that, and they cloud
tripling
fighting,
down,
you know? The pronunciation changes now with a couple of months, you know. But for me, it wasn't important because I believe in it, you know.
Yeah.
So I believe it was the late 80s when it came. Yeah. So, yeah, I think I was 1 year old or something. I'm born in 88. So
I'm 87.
It's 87 or something.
I'm 87. And all of my brothers are. I have a big family, and all of my brothers are older than me, like by like 14 years and stuff. And so like they were always like my closest brother to me. He was always listening to like big hair bands and stuff. And so I was always into like Warrant and like just all the big hair bands, dude. Like that was my shit up until like I was 13. Like Sweet Cherry Pie and shit. That was my shit.
Really? Sweet Cherry Pie?
Yeah. That was my shit. And then like from 13 to 16, I was like completely punk, like about like we were all on
punk?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, I had
oh my
red,
God.
I had a red afro, I had a red mohawk, a blue mohawk, a purple one. I had like all different colors.
You have to send me that pictures. I will ask your wife to send me the archive pictures of you.
Oh man. Oh man, so, that was the days.
Now I understand why you're having that experimental. Because in our time when we were 16 and so, you have like these two groups. You have like this hip hop guys and you have the rock guys, and you wouldn't allow to combine, you know. That was like a big no-no.
No, I was totally in with like all of my other friends who weren't like rockers or punk kids. They were in the streets. So I was totally like being a badass in the streets, hip hop kid, but then I would go hang with my suburb friends and we would like go do punk shit. We would like skateboard off to school and stuff.
So you have a double life, right?
Oh
So-
yeah. That was back in the day.
So I was always wearing black because I believed that I'm like a ghost when I wear black, because that girls in my class when I was 16, they were all like blonde hair and I don't know, very pink lips and whatever, and I feel so disgusted by that.
Yeah.
I just want to talk to nobody. And I just have my cigarettes and I want to smoke, and so I just always tingle around and just find a place to smoke. And often, you know, the teachers found me and they went bad for me, and always my parents get like put to school like, oh, your daughter, she's going, you know, off the road and whatever they told about me. But a couple of weeks later, months later, everybody started dressing black. And I was like, no, don't do that to me.
Don't steal my style, no!
Yeah, I get mainstream right now. And I was like, no.
Stealing my style.
Yeah, and my best friend, she remembers that days because that was the days where she met me. And I had that band back then, and she was like standing in the last row, and I just like her voice and whatever. It's just like, I always did music, but I never did it so serious like now. So that's what's changing for me. So, you know.
I don't know how I got into it either. I was pretty good at memorizing. The older kids, you know, like we didn't really have, all we had back then was like radio and stuff. And so older kids would ask me like, hey, what was that verse on that Puff Daddy song? And I would like tell them I would like rap the whole verse, and they'd be like, yeah, I told you he knew every word to it. And that was like from 4th grade, like to junior high, kids would do that. And I think I then just started writing my own rhymes, and it took off from there. And then I stopped rapping like a little bit.
That gives me goosebumps because, I mean, you were lucky you could understand it because it wasn't your native language.
Yeah.
In mine, we don't have a smartphone. We had a dictionary, and I just had the lyrics. And
oh my God.
I remember starting translating lyrics from Eminem. That was the first time I get interested to understand what are these people doing? What is the song about? And I just have that dictionary, and I just, what's that word? What's that word? And we start to have English in school, and it took me hours to translate that song.
Wow.
But that's how I learned English. You know?
That's crazy.
Yeah. Most people say I have like kind of little American slang, but still hearable that I'm no native. But it started to flow with the years. And that's when I write a song, I remember that lyrics, I translate it. So it's crazy.
That's crazy.
It's all about Eminem. Thank God he had that long verses, you know.
Oh my God. Yeah, we used to get that CD taken away. The teachers would see us playing it in computer class, and then they would they'd say, you're not playing that album, and get it taken away.
Yeah, it was such a big deal, right? When we were younger.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, and that parental adversary, I didn't know.
Right?
And I just wanted to have, I think it was from Dr. Dre 2000 whatever, that album with that green.
What, the chronic leaf? With the big weed leaf on it?
Yeah.
And it says 2001.
Yeah, 2001.
Yeah.
I wanted to have that. I just go into the store with my dad. I think I was 14 or something. My dad was like, do you want to kidding me? Do you know what that is? I said, yeah, leaf. I didn't even know what it was.
Yeah, leaf.
And I went to school having a chain with that. And
no
my
way.
teacher said, come here. So
no
you're not
way.
allowed to, yeah, I didn't know what it was.
No way.
And then when I translated Still Dre and like all these, I was like, oh wait, this is a drug. So and then I was like, okay, that was when my parents have to come to school, you know.
That's funny.
Yeah, but it was, You know, the same with me, having hip hop and rock always going together. Like, like we think in front of our timeline, like, because then the people only listen to one lane, so they didn't listen to the other. And I think musicians always listen to the other too, because they want to understand what they're not able to. So I'm no rapper, but I always get interested into how they do make these much words fit into 10 seconds. Like,
I was always interested in that too. Like, how do you, and then when I was a rapper, I always thought of it as it's just seconds. So when I was a rapper, I used to just be like, well, how could I explain it? I used to be like, well, if this beat is 5 minutes, or if this beat is 2 minutes and this beat is 3 minutes, then I could rap this. I'm only gonna rap 2 verses on each of them. That's like half of that time. So this recording this should only take me less than 10 minutes was like my mindset.
wow.
So,
You
like,
really make a math out of it. You said,
yeah,
okay,
I
we
used
have to
to
do
like,
this.
yeah,
Wow.
I would always be like, well, this is gonna, if both songs are 7 minutes, then that means it should take me about 10 minutes to rap and record both of them. And so
I'm shocked.
I would make my, like, plan my day out that way. I would plan my
You're
life out.
such a smart person. I mean, I would never even come to that, you know? I was just like, when the word is this long in English and I want to translate it into German, it has to be similar long. That was what I thought. It's totally stupid. Can't happen, you know? German words are longer.
It just doesn't work.
Yeah. But what I figured out is when you translate an English native song into German, it doesn't make sense anymore. It doesn't.
Really?
The vibe is out, totally out. It's lost. So when you would translate Still Dre into German, it didn't have that vibe. Because it's that words having that own rhythm. That's what I talk about.
The own rhythm, and has each rhythm and word has its own impact.
Yeah.
And you can't just like stretch out that word.
Yeah. And when I just like when we're now in Still Dre, I mean, for the people now watching, we just remade that beat because it was a crazy idea of mine.
I thought it was perfect.
I just played the keyboard again, like the backing, like we remade that beat and then we just play around with it, and what came out was totally so cool. It was a little rock, it was a little hip hop, like, you know, like that Still Dre beat. But we had some copyright issues, and so we never,
it was like
we never made it out. We never brought it out.
To your credit, you played it a little too perfectly.
I just played the real notes, you know, like from the still.
But it was perfect, too perfect.
I just tried to put the synthesizer on it, put the piano out. I just really played around. Then I take the guitar, play the same chords on the guitar. And then I figured out something. Never take a song from somebody else and try to make a new version of it. It doesn't function. Because
it doesn't work.
No.
You'll never get out of it.
Yeah, because that was Dr. Dre's ears back then, was that vibe, was that rap vocals, making that song special. And we just tried to make, like, you know, Still Dre by Pi.A and Pineears, but
we tried to just jack it.
we tried to steal. I mean, everybody's sampling, right? But doesn't function. It didn't. I mean, the beat is good, but when I would try to sing,
it worked. It sounded amazing. Didn't you change it?
So I don't want to get sued by Dr. Dre.
That's a big one.
So he's like, hey, you can't steal my song. It was one of my best songs. What are you doing?
My biggest record, yeah.
So, but I mean, the best songs from that big people we are all listening to are made like in it was a miracle for them. It was like a certain situation, being on the right place with the right people, or I don't know, it was like fortune to make that people write that songs we all love.
The right place, right time.
Yeah, and I think the biggest
Crazy.
honor for a musician is to write these kind of songs by themselves. You know, just like
Right?
when I imagine the whole world is listening to one song of yourself, that's, I think, the biggest honor. And let's say
Yeah.
that's be fame, but if it not
That's
happens,
fame.
it's okay. You have something to dream about, you know?
That's what you strive for, but like not necessarily strive for it because you're like, if it happens, it happens.
Yeah.
Huh?
It's like, I don't know. So to close the chapter of the power of music, like let's see if we both have the same mind. So my opinion is the power of music is when it lifts you up, when you listen to it, or when you make it, then it's the right track. Then it's your soul speaking up to your heart, to your ears, and want to connect to you, want to say something to you. When you feel bad, you can listen to a happy track, can function. And when you're happy, you can listen to a melancholy track, doesn't function too. So it's the unwritten language of the soul telling you something.
Well, it is like unwritten language of the soul, but it's also universal.
Yeah.
It's also like I can make this song from Seattle and it's just a rainy old beat. Like it just sounds like rain, but actually like some girl in Berlin understands it completely and needed it that day.
Yeah.
And it's
I
so
really,
crazy.
To everybody making music, collab with each other. Don't even bring a song out and say, "Oh, I have a new song out." Just grow your experience. I learned so much from all the collabs of mine. Like, you have a very
Every single
special
time.
place in my heart because we have that so many songs and we have that chemistry. But you can learn
Yeah,
so
it's
much
easy.
from each other. And I think a musician is always honest to you, giving better feedback than a listener. So
Yeah.
a listener says it's good, and when he doesn't like it, he doesn't commend it. So, and you will never know what's wrong with the song. But when you do a song together, you can learn and you can grow. And thanks to all my collabs, I grew. So, and I don't know how you see it, Pines, but
And I see like you don't have to like stick in your lane of superheroes. Everybody has like a superpower, and it doesn't mean like if your superpower is only fire, like you can't seek out people that are only fire too. Like there's ice people out there that you probably need. There's wind people out there you probably need. You know what I mean? Like use everybody. Like don't be afraid to use the hip hop producer who's really good at snares, and don't be afraid to use the experimental artist who's only good at like making experimental sounds. Like sometimes you need those effects, sometimes you need that snare. Work with everybody, you know.
yeah, and
Work
it's
with everybody.
crazy. We don't have genres anymore. So we
Yeah,
don't have a
right.
hip hop track. We don't. When I upload a song, I can't even tell if it's really an alternative song, if it's whatever. It's a my song. I don't
Right,
know
it's a
what
my
to name
song.
it. Yeah. So it's a PA track. So, but unfortunately, I can click that. So I mean, use influences. You're so right. From hip hop, from jazz, from funk. So bring the good shit back and just try to let us all be musicians, having an impact on that fakeness we having around us in the radios right now.
It's all
That pitch
it's
corrections
fakeness
everywhere.
input.
Auto-tune. Whoever is
Auto-tune.
responsible for auto-tune, please. You make the biggest shit at all. So I mean,
I
a
don't-
little okay, but not
I
this
don't
much.
get how that like that's it. That auto-tune is like our first like AI.
Yeah.
Like, you know how
Right.
AI is like taking over right now? Like autotune was the first AI where people are like, hey, that's phony.
And it sounds so horrible when you're a
Right?
great vocalist and you have too much on that shit on your vocals, you sound
Yeah.
like everybody else. So and where's
Then
the
you're,
uniqueness right now
where's your
to correct
uniqueness? Where's the
everything?
vocalness?
Yeah, but when you use it as like, like an effect, you want to have a certain effect and you put then auto-tune on it, then it's cool. But
Then it's cool.
there's so many rap tracks right now having
Yeah.
auto-tune all over. Why? You're rapping, you're not singing. Why the hell
Oh,
you
it's
do that
like-
to you?
But it's invaded everywhere. It's like country music, rap music, even jazz
Yeah.
music will have it like on their horns in the back. Like they'll put it on the instruments and you'll be like,
Yeah.
okay. So this is now that kind of a song. Okay, I get it.
Yeah, I always try to don't judge about things, but when it's about auto-tune, I can't help myself. It's shit.
You're like, I can't use it. Shit.
It's
You're a
and
real
it's the same-
vocalist.
It's the same with AI right now. I mean, for beginners, it's pretty cool. It helps them creating lyrics. It helps them finding things to make a song, and that's always good. Making music is always great. But for people being a little more experienced, you feel, I don't know, you think, hey, AI, do you want to kidding me? Just what do you get, like, for that lyrics? I would never write that. So, and I just type in some tags and you just bring me out that. So I don't know.
I don't think they'll ever be able to like write a PA song.
No, and that's the special
it's like,
thing.
are you gonna come close to it? They might come close to it a little bit, but it won't be as
Just
how
take
you
AI
say it.
and wanted to make a 𝗧𝗏𝗏 picture, and what came out was a cloud with a sun next to it. That's not the 𝗧𝗏𝗏. You can put the sunshine next to it.
You can do that with anything. With any cloud.
Yeah, it's so, oh my god. But I mean, so the musicians we have now in the chat, everybody can relate. You can talk for hours about music. You will never have a point to stop, because it's always, you can talk about that shit 24 hours because it's your life. You love it.
Yeah.
You can, but final thoughts of you saying before we go to the outro. What would you say to somebody in watching that video having fear to experiment or doesn't believe in own skills to come forward? What would you say to that person?
Believe. Like you have to believe in something, and it might as well be yourself. Nobody's gonna laugh at you as hard as you will. Work as a team. Use those resources because they're gonna come to you. They're gonna fly in your face, and you're gonna shoo them away. Will be your first instinct because it's like a fly in your face, but accept it. Accept everything that comes to you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Whether it's a opportunity, whether it's a sound, whether it's a instinct, a feeling.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just take it.
Absolutely.
Just take it.
So we have one last comment I want to show here. 𝗧𝗏𝗆𝗀𝘀 says, how can an AI have the blues? Doesn't function. Needs the AI to have a 𝗧𝗏𝗏𝗏,
Right?
That was a good one.
Right? How can AI be down?
Will never happen because it's not human. It's inspired by human, but it's not human.
By human.
So for everybody, for you two, I just made a playlist under that live stream on YouTube where people can listen to some of our songs. I put the 4 that I had in my head there. So it's the Pineears week, so people can listen there to a couple of our songs to Don't Make Them Be Forgotten. That's older
Please.
songs, and first steps
They're all
of
great.
us 2 years old tracks. Yeah.
But they don't sound like it.
Yeah, they don't sound like, especially Name on the Cloud has a very, very good mastering. And yeah, so Pineears, are you ready for the outro?
Yes.
Yes, I
Yes.
am too. So, see and write you on Instagram. And
Yes.
now let's go to the outro. Let's go.
I'm not the beta, I'm not the gamma. I'm the alpha in my alpha tower. I'm not the beta, I'm not the gamma.